All right, so we are live on 3 platforms. We're live up on the not the TikTok. We're live on the Twitch, the YouTube. We should be live on my Facebook profile. John, would you mind going to my Facebook profile and checking to see if I'm live there?
I'm checking right now for you.
Thank you.
It is there.
It's there?
Yeah.
Weird, I can't see it.
See?
I believe you. I absolutely do.
Inception.
It is so weird, but hey, we're there. I got that going. We got some people looking at the Twitch. I'm going to the YouTube. We're gonna click through. Amanda just texted me. She sends her best. She is having a not great day health-wise, and she is. It appears that she is recovering from Laycon crud. So we will give her a break. I told her to take the night off.
Well, you're such a nice guy.
I wouldn't even dock her pay. Because that's the kind of boss I am, you know? And why is everything moving so slow? All right, here we go. I got everything. So let's, now that it looks like we have everything kind of sorted, do I have a... All right, let's actually podcast. It's only been 2 minutes of technical support theater. We probably only lost a few people through all that. So, everybody, let's do some audio checks to make sure that we are good. Linda, can you go ahead?
Sure. Hello. How's it going?
Great. John?
Hello.
Jeff?
Hi, everyone.
Okay, and I sound okay. Am I doing okay, John? I think I'm doing.
You sound good.
Oh, listen, don't mess with me in the middle.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, like, are you okay?
Oh,
Not
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I mean, is anyone okay?
It's been a rough since forever.
I was very excited to get to 2026 out of 2025, and this year has been. We've been living through one crisis after another for a while.
Well,
I'm hoping that things chill out. Although I did sign a new website project today for my little thing. It's an escape room in Plainville, Connecticut. So I'll be able to talk about that as we get a little bit more details. But it went from referral to sale in less than a couple hours because it turns out they know everyone that I know. It's absolutely insane. I can't wait to tell you guys the story. Let's do let's just start the show. Ready? So 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Engaged Family Gaming Podcast. My name is Steven Dutzman. I am your host, as always, and this week I am joined by 3 of my best friends in the whole wide world. To my right or left, depending how the phone shows it to you, is Linda, our executive editor of board game coverage and the mistress of magnificence, otherwise known as Mom. The new title for her is the champion of PAX, as she went there all by herself, responsible for teenagers. Linda, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So glad to be back. Missed you guys last time. And sorry, I've got a little bit of a horse left over. My students decided to infect me with first grade nonsense 2 weeks ago, and I'm still fighting it. But I'm here.
Gross.
I'm doing great. They're gross. Kids are gross.
Kids are, in fact, gross. And you know what? They don't get less, if we're being honest. And directly beneath Linda's square is the man behind the curtain, John Tomlinson. Sir, how are you?
I'm good. I'm taking apart a joystick as we speak to put a Raspberry Pi in it. So.
All right. I see a Virtual Boy behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
a
me
real
that
one.
thing.
It's a real boy.
Wait, that's a real one, not the fake one?
No, this is a real boy. This is the original.
Linda, when you see that, do you have any idea what the hell that is?
I mean,
Like,
it
if
looks
I
like, I mean,
asked
you
you-
put your face on it and you see things, right? But I got it.
If I asked you
No,
what
that's all I know.
company made that,
Haven't a clue.
that is the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Now let her guess what colors it can show.
Yeah, we'll play that. So, John, hold it up for us. It plays cartridges.
Okay.
Oh, what cartridge is that? Which one is that? Is that the
Red Alarm. Red Alarm.
Red Alarm? So that's the submarine game. When did this come out, Jeff? You know.
1995.
So
I wanna
Linda,
say
you and I
5.
were in high school when this came out.
Yep.
So this is
I
an
was
OG.
7.
I was a
Yeah,
junior
you know
in
what?
high school in 95.
You know what, Jeff? Shut up. So yeah, 19. So you and I were in high school when this thing came out. Tomlinson too, I'm guessing. You're our age, right?
You're a month younger than me, Steve.
Yeah, so we're all you, me, and Linda are all in the same boat.
Yeah.
And so that thing came out while we were in high school. It was a huge failure for the Nintendo.
They stopped
And,
selling it in 1996.
Yeah, it was, and for a bunch of reasons. And Jeff's the unfair trivia questions are what's really interesting is it was 3D and it quote unquote worked for 1990 for the late 90s. I think worked in all caps, but now we have questions. But it was in black and red.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was gonna guess green.
That's what I would have thought too.
Well,
There's something
Nintendo colors.
Yeah, I saw someone explained on some podcast that I was listening to that there is actually like a technical reason why they picked it, but like I don't know. It's all weird to me.
It's probably
but,
because 3D glasses are red.
yeah, something like that. And so it bombed miserably. So there's actually it's not uncommon to find collectors that will grab that and then try to grab all the games because there really weren't that many produced. So it's like if you
17.
wanna try, yeah, 17.
Wow.
Some of them are obscure Japanese games, but like it's not impossible. Whereas like trying to get the full NES collection is like
There's like 700 of those.
divorce-inducing. Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, we saw the Virtual Boy. We didn't even get to talk to everybody yet. So, to John's left and/or right, I don't know, whichever way your screen shows you, is the man from the frozen north, Jeff Walker. Sir, how are you?
I am doing good. I, like Linda last time, was also under the weather.
Yeah. We were missing some people, so I'm glad to see that you are feeling better because, we hate it when our friends are sick, and I can tell when you don't feel well because your call out messages are very short. I'm like, oh wow, he won't even use his phone. He needs to just go back to bed. So welcome back. I'm glad that you are still in the lands of the living. So So let's talk about the games that we've been playing because it's been a while since the four of us have been here. Linda went to Boston and braved the crowds. So Linda, we'll have you go last because what we're going to do is just have you go right into your PAX report.
Okay.
Jeff, you were going to talk about a little indie wrestling game.
Yeah. So every year, I don't know why I do this to myself. I get the new WWE 2K game. So this year it was WWE 2K26. And first off, I want to say the mechanics are great, except for the stamina thing they added, but they just patched it to make it not as bad. So I'm not even going to complain about that. What I am going to complain about a little bit about with this game, though, is that every year they have a DLC pass. And I always get it because it gives you more wrestlers throughout the year. They usually update the game every month. You'll get like 4 to 5 new wrestlers, which is great. And I loved it, and I always get it. I like using them. I create my own universe mode. I create my own storylines with help of maybe some AI. They've even gotten better over this last year. And it's been really fun doing that. I love playing the showcase mode. But what 2K decided to do this year was, instead of just giving you your straight up 4 DLC wrestlers, which the first pack was out the day the game came out, they introduced what they called the Ringside Pass, which is essentially a battle pass. And so these extra DLC characters you paid for, in order to get them all, you had to get to at least tier 20 out of 40.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And
half the game.
yeah, so first of all, when it first came out, I bought the deluxe edition or whatever so I could get it a week early. People were complaining, so by the time the regular edition came out, they already patched it once, so matches gave you more experience because people were complaining it took too long to even go up a tier.
Yep.
And then, of course, people were complaining that I paid for these characters. Why do I have to play the game to use it and unlock them when I've already paid for them? So, yesterday, they put out patch 1.07. It did a lot of updates. The biggest one being that starting with Battle Pass Season 2, which is April 15th, all 4 unlockable characters are going to be in the first tier. So you get them right when the Battle Pass opens. So that's good. They also did the requirement from going from one tier to the next. They lowered it from 800 points to 650. And for anyone who has the Battle Pass in Season 1, they gave you 20 free tiers. The day before this patch was announced, I was already at tier 20, so it already shot me all the way to the end.
I mean, well, that's good. So you get to take a
Yeah.
little bit. I mean, I understand why they do these things.
I
you want them to-
understand.
yeah, but yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, especially
and
if they've
is
never done. Here's the thing. I'm cool with the battle pass type thing, but I think the characters, which is what people want, should have from the beginning been at the beginning. You get cool things like I unlock some new attires for wrestlers already in the game, unlock new arenas. The free tier of the battle pass is how you unlock all the legends, which makes it wonder what's going to happen with season 2 if I've already unlocked all the characters. Are they're going to be unannounced characters they're putting in the free pass now, or is it just going to be random types of experience for all their different modes? And then I think the other issue people were having with the game was, well, season 1 is great because I have the showcase mode, I have the story mode, I have all these modes I'm playing for the first time, but by the time season 2 comes out, I've beaten all those, and so am I just going to have to play matches to unlock everything?
I don't know. Well, we'll find out. This is an interesting. It's an interesting thing with this game because my nephew has super got into wrestling, and he bought a Switch 2. Actually, his family bought a Switch 2. They traded in all their Switches so they can get a Switch 2 for him, so he could play WWE 2K25. And he knew that 26 was coming out because you get the advertisements. It comes up on the Switch dashboard, and so what I told him, and it turns out, based on what you're saying, it turns out that I was probably right, is that he really shouldn't get it day one, because he's 8. So he can probably wait. I said that he could probably wait until later in the summer when they've kind of fixed some stuff, and maybe catch it on sale. Because he's still playing 25, and loves every second of it. So I think this is kind of the buying games day one is kind of just the worst time to do it. And
I know, and they get me every year.
Yep, they do.
But I've put like 20 hours into this game, so I'm getting. Eventually, I'll get my money's worth. And I will say, I do like the Battle Pass. It gives nice progression of unlocking things throughout, rather than just getting things. So I'm excited to see. I'm just curious what they're going to do with this free Battle Pass now that all the legends are already unlocked.
Well, I mean, the next season comes out 4 days before WrestleMania, so I'm sure that there will probably be some WrestleMania goodies in there. Maybe they'll put Danhausen in the game.
Danhausen has been announced for a DLC, but I don't think he's not until like Pack 4 or something.
Yeah, well, okay, well, good. I'm glad that we're getting him in there. So next up, John, you've got some games that you wanted to talk to us about. You started talking to us last week about a game that you were very excited about, and you actually gave yourself a chance to play it because, it's what we do around here.
So it's a mostly voice-acted, side-scrolling Metroidvania, just like every other Metroidvania. But, the art style, it's very much, how do I say it, it's very clean.
What's it called, first of all?
Oh, Fallen Tier, Fallen Tier of the Ascension, and it was a Kickstarter that just went live the last podcast day. So like right after the podcast, I was able to play it. It's very beautiful. It's almost like the art from Spiritfarer. And you play as this like creature child that like is adopted by this woman, and then something weird happens right in the beginning, and you're kind of blamed for it.
I am going through some of the screenshots now
Yeah.
from their press kit, just to give people an idea as to how pretty this game is. It's very hand drawn, very cool. It's very cool looking.
Yeah, it's very good, and it's not that like punishing. It's very
Right.
Ori and the Blind Forest
Okay, but Ori and the Blind Forest was very
was,
hard.
yeah, very punishing.
So is this a little? Would you say this is a little bit easier than that?
Much easier, much easier.
Great.
I really like this art style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this is
why.
giving me
That's
like
why
a
for like
fantasy-
$20, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of giving me like, I don't know. This is definitely on my radar. I like a good combat Metroidvania, and I like a good hand drawn game, and this looks awesome.
I've also been playing a little. I forgot to say Rogue Prince of Persia, because
Oh,
I
Prince
got
of
that
Persia
on
Rogue.
sale on Steam, like just before the Steam sale, but it was the same price as the Steam sale. But I got it on
Oh.
Steam, so yeah,
So good.
I lucked out. So good,
Yeah.
yeah. And that one, it is punishing, but you do. It's such a roguelike that you do amass so much in between that the upgrades are not like far and few between. You do build those upgrades and you do get better
Yeah,
much quicker than other
Yeah.
ones.
I felt the same way. I felt like with that one, I really did. You know, as I played through it, every run, I felt like I was able to kind of make myself a little bit stronger. So I agree with that.
And I got one more I just want to talk about. Where is it? There's a game that's like Balatro and Clover Pit, which are roguelite like casino games.
Yep.
That's a coin pusher.
Yeah, you talking about Raccoon?
Raccoon,
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that.
I found it on sale for like it's like $8.30 somewhere, and I'm gonna.
I
buy
played
that
the
too.
demo. Man, is it so much better than it has any right to be. Literally, you know those coin pushers at like Chuck E. Cheese where you, it's like that, only it's roguelike. You're trying to score points and you're a raccoon. I don't know, it's weird.
I am
I went
hoping
to,
it comes to Switch because
Oh, it's definitely going to.
my wife loves coin pushers. Like
Yeah.
one of her favorite YouTubers, she just watches them go to different arcades and play those and claw machines. And I'm like, she's not a gamer, but I think she would play this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
That and
Raccoon is.
Clover Pit. Clover Pit.
Man, you keep trying to get people into these gambling games, John. I
We're
don't know.
never
if you're a
gonna
bad
see
influence.
Amanda again if she plays Clover Pit.
Speaking of roguelikes, I have almost 80 hours in Slay the Spire 2.
Humble
That
brag.
game is so good. Now I know I'm gonna say a good chunk of that, an untrackable amount of that, is me leaving it on, you know, for like a day because I'm working and forgot to close it. But like still, a considerable amount of time. It is so good. I've unlocked all the characters. I'm, you know, like just systematically crushing through them. Every time my oldest comes into the room and sees me playing, he's like, "You're on this again?" And I'm like, it's real good,
I
dog.
guess.
It's real good." And
Sorry, not sorry.
we were worried when it was announced that he was going to be playing it too much and it was going to disrupt his World of Warcraft time. And we didn't expect that it was going to grab its hooks in me and not disrupt my World of Warcraft time. So I'm just, I guess I'm just not sleeping as much, guys. So
Alrighty,
so that is It's on Steam. It's in the early access right now, so it's going to get a full release. It's getting patches, and it'll eventually find its way to Switch 2 and all the other consoles. At which point, everybody else who wants to play it will play it. I mean, but it's already really, really good. So, so now the three of us dudes have spoken. Linda, tell us about your experience flying solo at PAX and at a convention without me for the first time. You were the first time that you were in charge.
It's true. It was just me. I brought my 2 teenagers, and first of all, I have to say, traveling in and traveling home, I hit 0 backup, which was stunning. Like, stunning. We went in, we got into the city around 9, and we found I had reserved a parking spot using Spot Hero that was a half mile from the convention center.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and I can't complain. So we walked ourselves over, easy peasy, hit no traffic coming in, hit no traffic when it was time to leave, because I think the other festivities were started and ended while we were in the convention hall, and that made a huge difference. So
yeah,
we had 0 traffic, I was absolutely astounded. Once we got in, it was, thankfully, this is my 3rd PAX East. That was one thing I was recognizing, that this is my 3rd one. So it was much more comfortable now because I know the layout of the hall. I know what to look for. And I noticed more and more of the board games are coming more forward. They're not all relegated to the back, which I think is really nice. I noticed it a little last year, but it's more prominent this year.
Were they like mixed in, or was the board game section just a bigger chunk of the floor?
So what they did is the front, as it's been, a big chunk of that was all the video games. And then when you got in that first main section before the arena, when you got maybe 2/3 of the way back, you started interspersing some board games in there. And so then it was sort of a mix of the other vendors, the tea, the clothing, still some video game things, kind of a mix of the different other vendors. And then there was the Gap, and then there was more board games over by the free play area. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, no. So I noticed that last year because like Fire Tower and, that group had been in the more front section, and there was more up there than I was expecting. So that was nice to see.
Great. Yeah, we love to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since, it had been kind of getting pushed back, in the years prior to that. So it's nice to see that there's a little bit more of a balance. We like to see that. Mm-hmm. So you went with your 2 boys.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And if you follow our TikTok and your Instagram and things like that, you've made some cool montage videos. Talk about some of the games you played, because I'm very curious as to see what caught your eye without me yelling at you to go check this video game out.
Right. So I actually made it a point to first scour the video game section to see what jumped out at me, and I knew there's a lot that it's not gonna strike me. There were 2 in particular that caught my eye. Not
Okay.
ones that I will play, I'll be honest, but they are more my speed of what I would like to watch or, maybe dip my toe in. One of them, I thought of a few people with this one, called Cat Secretary. That's coming to Steam later this year, and it's a cozy game, and you're going through as this homeless cat that joins this business, and during the day it's helping out in one way, and at nighttime when everyone's left and it's dark and it can use its night vision, the gameplay changes a little bit. And I was watching some of the play and chatting up with one of the people working the booth, and it looks really cozy and just fun, and just a nice one to add to our cozy game collection that we are sharing with families.
When you say the game changes at night, what happens at night? Are you looking for
So they explained it to me very briefly. So I'm going to be honest, I probably am going to explain this poorly, but it sounds like it's there's more like intrigue. It's a little more sneaky.
Okay, so there's a mystery.
So the tone changes. And
Okay.
it sounds like also some of the style of play, but it's not like a new different game.
Great.
So that's the way it sounded to me, that just like the tone changes at nighttime because now there's no people there and now it's dark and you're completing missions and things like that. So
Okay.
but it sounded really neat. Yeah. So so that was one that caught my eye. And then another one that actually one of my boys ended up playtesting is an Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's from Next Playground.
Oh, the fighting game.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they had to explain to me
yeah.
the system it's on because of course I had no idea. But I got a very neat video of somebody up playing, and it is just all motion control. So you are playing as Toph, and so you're stomping and rocks are coming up. And
The Next Playground version.
Next Playground,
Okay.
yes.
I was thinking about the different one. There is a
Okay.
Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game coming.
Okay.
The Next Playground is like a whole console that
Yes.
we haven't talked about yet, but we probably should by the end of this year. So yes,
Probably.
go ahead.
So yeah, so it's all the motion control. So and anyone that has children will understand. You have to do this gesture to have some of the rocks go up and fight. Yeah, I know. That's how they guess they were explaining it to people. Like, yes, you have to do the 6-7 gesture. I'm so sorry, but this is just what it ends up being, and just different actions to fight and to utilize the Earthbender skills. So that was really neat to watch the demo of. But
Awesome.
that one really caught my eye. Yeah, I had to ask
The
my
Next Playground is like a Kinect, basically.
Yes.
It's like a motion-based home console that sold like crazy last year. That's very interesting that they have the Avatar license.
I was very impressed with that. And that's the thing, the kids had to fill me in afterwards. I'm like talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, that's this console. I'm like, wait, tell me more. So
Yeah.
it was really
We're going
interesting.
to put a
learn
pin in
about
that as a unit, and we'll talk a little bit about it because I am quite interested in it.
Yeah. But the gameplay looked a lot of fun. So, but those were the two of the video games. Now, of course, there's a ton of them. There was Pokemon stuff. There was a ton of Nintendo things. But of the, going around the floor, those were the two that jumped out at me for the video games. And then I moved myself down to the board game section. And there was quite a lot that I saw. And it was a huge range. The things that were really the big highlights for me is I got to demo the game Fliptoons. I don't know if you've heard about that one. That is one that's been out a little bit. I've been hearing a lot of buzz. It is a deck builder game, and the premise is you are casting characters to a movie, and they're all animal characters. And pretty standard deck builder mechanics. You're building up your hand and getting more valuable players, and you can dismiss them and have your personal discard pile that are out. So, but it was really neat to see it in play. As I was playing it with the demo, I'm like, oh, I can see why there's a lot of hype on this because it's got the really cute art, and the spin of it with the building your cast was just a neat play on the deck builder. So that was a neat theme. So that was one that was really neat. Another one that I like so much I purchased is a game called Mean. I had never heard of this before. This is one that is just coming out. They just had gotten it published, and basically it is where you are you have your hand of cards, and the discard pile is either going up in number or down in number, and it's only numbers 1 to 12. And similar to Flip 7, you have the same number of cards as the number of the card, which makes it a little bit harder going up and down. So there's something with that. But am I mixing this up? No, I'm misspeaking. I apologize. I'm crossing my games because I talked about so many. That's a different game that I was demoed. In this one, but you have 1 to 12, you're either going up or down. And there's different mechanics where you get more cards in your hand, but you're trying to get rid of your cards. So it's a card shedding game, pretty basic, but it was just a lot of fun. So it came home with me. I really enjoyed it. So that was another one. Yeah. There was one, I don't have it to show. Do you remember seeing at the conventions the dice holders that look like donuts? The company's Dodeca Donuts. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that, but that sounds hilarious.
It's so cool. I've seen them at a couple conventions. They have these beautiful ceramic donuts that you open up and it's a dice holder.
Okay.
They launched a game. It's been funded, it's been manufactured, it now is waiting to come across on the boat. So it can be pre-ordered. It is called Fantasy Foods Fight, and which is great because it goes along with their food theme. And it looks so cute. It looks so fun. So I'm going to be following them and seeing about, trying to get my hands on it once it is stateside. So I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, their booth has been eye-catching because of those cool donuts. They've got some neat stuff. So they're ones to just keep an eye on anyway because they make cool stuff. But but that game looks really neat. And another one that I've never heard of this kind of game. There was one booth there, and their game is called Crime, No Crime, and it is teaching you laws. So you're having to, they're giving scenarios, you have to decide crime, no crime, what is the crime? And they were giving me some scenarios with it. It was really interesting. And that was one of those niche games. As they're talking to me about it, I'm like, man, for anyone that's into this, if they're into learning about crime and, somebody that maybe wants to go into forensics or wants to go into, something within the, that realm at all, it's, really going to build up your knowledge because it's all real. So I thought that was just a really cool premise because, we joke there's a game for everything.
Yeah.
There's a game to learn
So
law.
it's kind of an edutainment kind of
Yeah,
thing.
kind of, yeah, because it is literally the purpose is to teach you so you're knowledgeable. As the lady that was in the booth was telling me, ignorance does not excuse you if you break the law. So this is meant to educate people. And I'm like, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. So I'm like, that's just really different because it was one of those, another niche where there's a game for it. So I thought that was really cool. Another one I wanted to mention, excuse me, is a really cute game that my oldest ended up bringing home as a gift for a friend, Cat versus Human. Have you heard of this at all? Jason Anarchy Games?
I have not.
Does that sound familiar at all? So they have the card art is from the Oatmeal, which I was. Am I thinking of the right? I think that's the right one. No, I'm misspeaking again. I apologize. The same people that illustrated Joking Hazard. I'm trying to remember what the.
Isn't that Cyanide and Happiness?
That one. Thank you, Cyanide and Happiness. I'm like, as I said it, I'm like, no, that's wrong. Cyanide and Happiness. They illustrated
some YouTube
the cards.
nonsense.
Other nonsense, but they illustrated these cards, and it's another, silly card game, but the art on it, so silly. And it was one of those, his friend is a huge cat lover, and so that came home, that's going to be a birthday present. But that was another one, as I was talking to the person at the booth, they were commenting how surprised they were that was their big seller. I'm like, it's cats. There's something about games that are cat themed.
Yep.
I actually played Adopt a Cat by Steven Jackson Games at Raycon.
Okay.
And had a blast. It's just a bag of tokens and 2 dice. And depending on what the dice is, you adopt or have to give away or swap cats. And the point is to have all 6 different colored cats. That's it. It's I know you love bag games. It's a bag game, Linda. It's one of yours.
Coming out of that bag.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a little sack.
Yeah, but it works so well for that. I have one more booth I definitely want to talk about, and I can say a little bit more if you need more, but this one I want to make sure to highlight.
No, let's do that one, and then we've got some news to talk about.
Perfect. So there was one booth that reached out to me, and we had an appointment, a booth called Gamehead, and they had nice play mats. Well, they're delving into board games, and they put out 6 games in 2025. They're putting out 5 more games in 2026. They sent me home with 3 of theirs that they put out last year. And their motto with these games is 5-5-40. 5 minutes to set up, 5 minutes to learn, 40 minutes to play. And they purposely have different style games. So they sent me home with Trinket Trove, Corgi Pile Up, and First Class Letters. And these are all different style games. And these are the ones that they're most popular of those 6. But what's nice is
Trinket Trove somewhere.
you seen that around. these I hadn't seen before. So I was really excited to meet them. We went through these games. They showed me the ones coming later this year. They're thinking probably summer, maybe Gen Con, maybe before Gen Con. It's part of it's depending on the boats and when the things come stateside. But to be determined, you know, they're at the mercy of some of the shipping. But like some of them are deck builders, or some of them are, there's all different ones. Tile laying, they're, you know, like basically each game is a different style, so that they have kind of a range of, you know, what you like playing. You know,
Sure.
do you like trick taking? There was a trick taking game, you know, so like they're purposely trying to be diverse in their style of game. And
Sure.
everything looks great. I cannot wait to get these played. So they look really fun.
That looks great. I'm particularly excited to see Corgi Pileup, just because who doesn't like a Corgi Pileup?
For sure, it looks so cute.
So I do want to just take a quick moment to apologize to everybody that is watching on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, which is everywhere. We're having a bit of a bug where it is like really rapid fire switching some folks. So I'm going to try and fix that in post if I can, but I apologize. I will be fixing that setting in between our podcasts. So, Linda, you did a great job.
Thank you.
And I am, I was bummed that I was not able to make it. There was just too much work to do on my end here. But next year, I'll be back. But I'm happy to know that you don't need me. You can run this whole show without me. So I am super grateful for that.
It was not the same without you being there, but I'm
Well,
glad that it worked.
I mean, that's probably true, but you know, who knows? So I was going to do some self-deprecating, but I know Amanda will watch this podcast back, and I don't want to get an angry text message because nobody wants that angry text message. So thank you very much for the PAX recap. Let's talk about some of the news from the last couple of weeks, because, and we're going to do this quick. We might even end the podcast a little early because honestly, man, it just hasn't been good. Let's share the one good piece of news, which is that the Super Mario Brothers movie opens tomorrow. And Super Mario Galaxy, and we got confirmation that Fox McCloud is gonna be in it. Jeff and John, Linda, do you know who Fox McCloud is? Okay, so he's a cool fox that flies a spaceship.
Okay.
That's it. He's cool. Jeff and John.
Get it right, Steve. It's an R-wing.
You're right. Jeff and John, what do you think? Are we like? Is this cool?
You also need to explain to Linda that
No.
there was a Toys for Bob game, the people that made Skylanders, called Star.
Oh no, that's too much. I don't want to do that.
Too much. Okay.
That he's.
Yeah.
This has been around since the since the Super Nintendo. He
Super
is an
Nintendo,
OG Nintendo guy. He's an OG
Linda.
Nintendo guy.
Barrel Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the barrel. He's
He's the
from
barrel roll guy.
game.
All right,
Yeah.
I know that
Do a
quote.
barrel roll.
Okay. So
I know that quote.
what really happened is there was a trailer that showed like a furry elbow, and the internet went crazy and was like, "Is this Fox McCloud?" And so now they have a poster of him. Do you think, this is the question, do you think that they decided to reveal this because of the freak out about the from the trailers, or do you think they were always going to reveal that Fox McCloud was in it before the movie came out? What are your thoughts?
Jeff.
Yes or
Jeff, you go
Jeff?
first.
What do you think?
I think it's because of people figuring out, which I still don't understand. I would have loved to go into the movie. We got our tickets for Saturday, and I would love to go into the movie not knowing this, and then just my wife and kids looking at me and wondering why I'm so excited this guy is appearing on my screen.
I mean, that's what Marvel movies used to be for me. So, I don't know. So, what about you, John? Do you think it was always planned all along, or do you think the nerds did it to ourselves?
First, I think they're assembling a team. Second of all, I do think this was coordinated. I think a lot of what Nintendo's doing is like dripping stuff out.
Yeah.
And then just they're doing the James Gunn. I'm going to give you a little taste, give you a little more taste. This may be the biggest thing you think of, but there's something else when we go into the theater. So there's something big coming at the end of that movie.
The end credit scene
So-
is going to be Samuel L. Jackson playing Master
Yeah.
Hand.
Listen, Samuel L. Jackson appearing in this movie would be amazing. But
We
okay,
already got
so-
Childish Gambino.
he's not Childish Gambino anymore. He retired
Yeah,
that.
I
He's
know.
down with Glover. I'm somewhere. Man, I could absolutely see a world where they saw the social pop off and just decided, listen, let's make a poster. We were going to release it after the release anyway, so we may as well push it up. But I can absolutely see that it was always planned all along because it is Fox McCloud, and that is a press-worthy beat.
Marvel did this last year. Last year we had the Thunderbolt. Was it last year or the year before?
Last year.
And
It was the year. Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah. And then like 2 weeks later it was the new Avengers.
Yeah.
So like
I
they
guess
had to like
spoilers.
change everything. Like
Yeah.
spoilers,
Yeah.
but like spoilers as in they
But that
changed
was
the
always
name of the
planned.
movie.
I
Yeah,
will say the
exactly,
one
so-
thing that makes me excited for it is, are there cameos that haven't been revealed?
That's what I'm saying. There are way more cameos. And I don't it would be Nintendo characters though.
Yeah.
And
So
I
we'll
don't
see.
think it's like Link or Zelda. They have their live action movie coming out next year.
Yeah,
So-
you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be someone really interesting.
I mean,
Ooh,
it could just
What if-
be. I mean, we know
No.
that there are Pikmin. We've already
Samus.
seen those.
what if Pokemon
Samus is
show
also-
up?
No, it's never going to be Pokemon.
It's
That's
not
crazy
gonna be.
talk.
It's not gonna be
There's Pokemon
Pokemon.
in Smash.
Yeah, you
But
crazy.
the
But that's-
issue they have with Pokemon is Nintendo doesn't own 100% of the
Yeah.
rights to Pokemon.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. That's crazy talk. It's going to be like it's all going to be Nintendo stuff. It's all Nintendo characters.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
already know that Pikmin is in it. You know, so we'll see. The movie comes out tomorrow. It will be out this weekend. You know, many of us will go see it. I don't have my tickets yet, but I'm sure I'll go to see it at some point this weekend. It's for work, guys. And
work, yeah.
although I do have to go see Project Hail Mary with my wife, that's the priority.
Nothing but good things I hear.
So we got to go see that one. So, so that is the lone piece of good news that is from the last couple of weeks. Depending on your perspective, Nintendo did announce that digital purchases for the Nintendo Switch 2 will get will be $10 less than the physical versions. So, depending on your perspective, if you're a physical collector, you're mad. If you're a digital collector, you're not. So, but this is one of those things that we kind of suspected was going to happen when the console launched. There were folks that saw some, Mexican pricing and kind of went off that, and it just didn't. Nintendo is doing everything they possibly can to not have to deal with tariffs and find ways to not have to raise prices because they've already done so and it was already priced in and they're trying so hard to fight it because no one else can seem to fight off the tariffs, which I think is a good segue into the big news, which is if you are listening to this live, you have 3-ish hours to go buy a PlayStation product before they all go up. So if you really, really want a PlayStation 5 Pro, that's the big one. It's going up by $150. Go grab it now before midnight because tomorrow it will be going up $150. And then all the other products are going up $100.
PlayStation Portal going up 50.
Yeah, the PlayStation Portal's going up $50.
I had it right
So,
behind me.
And they cited market conditions, and I get it, but this is unprecedented stuff because we're in year 5 of the PlayStation 5, and it's gotten multiple price increases. What do you guys think?
I'm
We-
astounded how big that
yeah.
jump is.
Well, it's not only that, like with the RAM apocalypse, they call it, Steam was releasing a set, like a living room box,
Yeah.
along with a VR, and
Yeah.
they're like, we'll have an announcement soon. It's 2026. They said first quarter.
Yeah.
Like
That's gotten
there's
delayed.
nothing. Yeah, it's not their fault. Like it's our listen. AI is great as a tool, but it's zapping all the technology and everything's getting priced out. So
Yeah.
like we were lucky that people on this podcast got a Switch 2 already, got a PS5 already. You know, we're good now. Like we just need to sit back and relax, and eventually this will spin back down. So,
That's the hope. We got a couple of comments on the Twitch. Marie, crafting team member, said I said to go get a PlayStation. You've got 3 hours, and she said on it. I'm gonna guess that that's a joke. That's the LOL afterwards up, and we've got. And then Riser 13, PC gaming looking better and better. Honestly, yes, except for the fact that RAM is really expensive. But I do have something, because I work in the tech space. Google did just make an announcement within the last day or so that they made a software side change to AI that's going to save like 4x the amount of AI for this stuff, which means hopefully what it means is they're trying to find a solution to the AI problem. And obviously for them, for these big AI companies, it's because they don't want to buy more chips, right? They don't want to buy the chips either, guys. But they need it. So, but if they can find software solutions, if they can find creative solutions to get rid of it, I agree with you. I hope that that whatever crashes gently. It won't, but I don't know. Hopefully things will settle down. But the one resounding noise is that we are coming up on the next generation of consoles, right? So we're going to hear within the next couple of years a PS6 and the Xbox Helix, whatever that actually is really named, because we know that that's just a project name. Those things are going to be premium priced products. And I think that's one thing that we're going to have to figure out how to navigate. It will be very challenging for us to navigate family gaming recommendations in an environment where, like right now, the PlayStation 5 Pro, I can't in good conscience recommend that to a family. Like, I think that's for a high-end power user. But like the regular old PlayStation, like if the regular old PlayStation 6 comes out and it's $1,100, I mean, video games have always been a high-end luxury entertainment device. But for me to sit there and just compare it, like I just don't know.
It's even hard now to recommend the original PlayStation 5 at $650.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It was easier when it was only $150 delta between that and a Switch 2, right? They're expensive. There's no question about it. But like, they're going to last for a while. There was a way to argue about it. And then it's like, if you can't do it, you can't do it, right? What do I say on the podcast? Feed your kids, pay your car note. And then if you still want it, but like, man, it's going to be difficult for us to navigate. We're just, we're going to have some really honest, what's going to be useful is we're going to have a Linda. Because Linda is going to be able to be like, Steve,
$20.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And you guys saying you'll have the Switch too. We don't yet, and that's okay. And it may be even longer. We may have to ride this wave or see where the wave lands and be like, are we going to invest in it? We may have some hard conversations down the road, but it's not on deck right now for us to even get. That's not even a conversation. So we're going to ride this wave.
Well, you can borrow mine if it really comes up. But and we do have a few other, we have some more comments in the chat. Riser 13, talking about kind of switching over and kind of agreeing with Linda that definitely thinks that people are going to be looking at things like board games, and I get that. And then Marie encouraging people to go LARPing, which, like, yeah, sure, gonna. But we're going to be exploring some other alternatives, and I can't help but think that there are going to be other companies trying to come in and figure out ways to compete. And maybe that'll be something to see and think about. But either way, when I saw that announcement, it was the first time where I looked at it and said, like, I was never going to be the guy that was going to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. I didn't buy a PS4 Pro when it came out. When it was announced, and, eventually I was like, if the PS4 dies, if something like that happens, yeah, okay, I'd probably get a PS4 Pro. I wouldn't replace it with the other one. But, like, now, man, if the PS5 dies, I think we just kind of wait. Like, because I don't know if I can justify, we would certainly try to repair it. And see if John could work some of his magic. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now, we do know that those new consoles are not coming for a couple of years. So those are real discussions that we're not going to be having in this current climate. So hopefully by then the AI stuff will have slowed down. I'm sure these companies they know that it's a dangerous thing to put out a $1,200 console. So we will see as we get closer. But in the meantime, this is what we got. And fortunately, obviously the PlayStation 5 did go up in price, but it's not going up, crazily. It compared to the PS5 Pro. It makes it a really difficult thing to justify the Sony PlayStation Portal, though. I'm glad that Jeff got his, because
I've had mine for like 2 years. I love this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an app on my Rogal. I play it like a PlayStation Portal all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I can use my iPad if I really wanted to. But anyway, so everybody, we did it. This was we had a PAX East roundup from Linda, who held down the fort, stormed the gates of Boston all by herself, and did good work. So thank you very much for that. And obviously, me and Jeff and John shared some of our gaming experiences. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Amanda did go to PAX, so we will have some of her impressions. She played some different stuff than Linda, I am sure.
And
yeah, well, I'm sure she saw some redacted stuff also. But we'll see what she has to say, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to convince her to put on her business hat so that she can talk to us a little bit about some of the, some of the implications of some of these price increases, etc., and what the outlook is. So, everybody, Jeff and John and Linda, thank you very much. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. We will be back in a couple of weeks, and until next time, don't forget to get your family game on. We'll see y'all soon. Bye now.